Then why aren't you looking at it, dude? Your entire army's right here. That's weird. Once again, I'm not really sure who the Stuka was for exactly, but... Oh, hey guys, how about working with me a little bit here?
We are losing territory.
Oh, BaoLiang, the big host. The queue ain't gonna take this long, guys. This timer was just a ballpark estimate from myself. I wasn't sure where everyone was. Okay, we're going to be doing Ploesti outskirts. We're just getting everybody squared away. We did a coin toss. This will be for $20, best of 5. First 4 games on Ploesti. If we go to game 5, it'll be on Crossroads. We did a coin flip. Seeking called heads. We flipped tails. BaoLiang will get to choose. We'll get to select faction. And we are getting ready here shortly. And I'm sure Sturm Tiger is going to join us here in a bit. So hang on to your hats. And we will be off to the races here, guys. Stand by. We are just about ready. BaoLiang and Seeking will be duking it out here in a best of 5. Sturm Tiger Gaddafi is going to join us, but he's going to eat first because he needs to keep his strength up. And he did do a best of 5 cast earlier today, which y'all should definitely check out at Sturm Tiger's Twitch. And we're just hanging in there. Ready to go shortly. Thank you, Billy, for the follow. All right. And we are just waiting for the game to get popping here. And it looks like Storm Tiger Gaddafi is putting up his own 30, so this is now for $50. We're going to be playing on version 2 of PloSD. Version 3 has been discontinued. But lessons were learned while we were under map development on version 3, and version 2 is looking a hell of a lot better. They're getting the Steam friend stuff squared right now. Stormjaeger, if you want to donate $50,000, you honestly should probably give it to the Master League, not to me. But I do have a donation box down below and it's basically for stuff like this, because whenever I do a cash game, it's all based on map development, obviously. Yeah, if you give me $10,000, I'm just going to have a $10,000 party. Version 3 was a redesign. It was an experimental redesign that I did not like where it was going. So I basically took the lessons I learned from that redesign and discontinued version 3, and then implemented the good parts of the version 3 redesign into version 2, which we're about to see. And there she is. Here we go. Fuck. What? Okay. Luckily, I've run into this so many times at this point, because this game doesn't does not auto, you know, line up everything like StarCraft used to. We can fix this relatively easily. It's just annoying. That's all it is. It's nothing else. One day this will just work. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you want the URL, guys. Sorry. I'm multitasking here. Boy, this game starts slow. There we go. Even on a solid state, eh? That is the current version of BaoLiang. They have kicked the game off. We just had a small hiccup because of version differences. And now that we are where we should be, I have to now wait for this to re-download from Relic servers because it doesn't do it automatically because, you know, it just doesn't. We just have to wait for this list to update. Every time you hop into your scenario packs, if you have a lot of them like I do, you have to wait basically for them to ping back and forth to the server. It's not instant. It's actually pretty damn slow. Yeah, there's a lot. It's like old maps, old versions, different crossroads and AODs and, you know, reworks, different maps. It's different 1v1 maps that never saw the light of day. Wintertide's one of them. Thank you, Bandit. Okay, that should do the trick. A lot of shit. And we're off. Thanks, Relic. Okay. We have... I should make my follow alert quieter, actually, Con. I agree with that. It's, but you're going to be okay. I think everybody's ears are used to loud explosions and doom at this point. And we're going to make it. Now, did they have the delay on? They turned off the delay. Look at these guys. These guys are on their game. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on BaoLiang outskirts in the north with the handle TR Hands Chicken, otherwise known as Sea King, as British. We have BaoLiang in the south, playing as Austere, and BaoLiang immediately goes for mechanized assault. We've seen BaoLiang play a best of 7 here versus Von Ivan. He did very well once he got warmed up to the map. I don't know how much experience Sea King has with this map. I did encourage him about a half hour before we started to just boot up the map and just take a look at it real quick. From the last version, changes that have been implemented. The munitions are closer to the center. These pipes, the length of these pipes has been reduced slightly. And some yellow cover has been added to the hedgerows in the north and south. And we'll see how these guys play. I'll be very curious how Hands Chicken adapts, or Hands Chicken, damn it. That's going to screw me up. Sea King, we're going to see how Sea King adapts to this map. And yeah, this should be tightened up. And remember, the feedback that we got was from a very intense best of 7 cash game with Von Ivan and BaoLiang. Two excellent maps, or two excellent players who gave good map feedback. And it's important to get that feedback after they play a good set of matches, which we got in spades. Salkrens moving right. Actually, before we get too far here, sorry. That's like making my ears bleed. That should be a little better. Looks like Bao's going to try to contest both sides here as he's capping up the left, contesting right. Tommies aren't going to be able to do much against these Assault Grens unless they can get in cover and keep distance. Assault Grens immediately rush up to the Tommies. They're in big trouble. They go home immediately. Good call there.
We're losing a capture point.
BaoLiang goes straight for the cutoff. He is using the strong green cover there.
Supplies looking a bit squiffy.
Kind of a rough retreat path here for the Tommies. Didn't lose any models though. That's not that bad. That could have been much worse. I think it heals up. This green bit of cover here is not the best green cover. It's very hard to get full coverage there. Although these Tommy squads are in a bit of a pickle. A lot of assault grins on the right. We do have Seeking capping up the left muni. Trying to put some pressure on. He is going for a 5th Tommy squad here against the assault grin MG combination.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
That's good. He's trying to just put a little bit of distance between himself and the assault grins here. He did get a bit of a cutoff down here, which is about to be reconnected. He's trying to contest the fuel on the left at a minimum. MG42 is in a great spot to try to put some suppression down, but the Tommies wisely use the wall. We do see the piles doing something cheeky. Yep. Wiring off the cover that was put down in the center initially. BaoLiang looking pretty strong here as he's got the right fuel and 2 out of 3 VIPs. MG42 is getting outflanked by the Tommies here at range. Assault Grun's coming in to support. You'd really like to hold this position if you can, as he's got a strong defensive position there with the MG. He does.
We are losing a sector.
Pilots are trying to contest the VP in the meantime. Some weak Tommies here going up against Assault Grins. Pop a model, but they've got to get back.
We can now build light mechanized infantry.
Just got to be careful when they're in cover like that. They can do a lot of damage. Tommies just can't get it done at close range. It's a very dangerous spot for him. And BaoLiang looking strong after the first wave of early engagements here. I was going to say, I'm not sure spamming imp sections is going to work against BaoLiang. That works good against maybe lower tier players, but he might have a plan here too. There's plenty of yellow and green cover on this map to make use of the Tommy's advantage at range. What the hell are these guys doing? A couple guys just leaving the squad. They're like, we're out. We're going in hard. Teller mines going down from Bao, wisely so. Big counterattack on the left and in the center. Seeking wisely, trying to head to recap that fuel at a minimum. He's got good standoff position there against the building. Okay, that Tommy squad is in big, big trouble. To me, that looks like a dead assault, Bren. We'll keep tabs on him. As he's trying to... I think he knows that unit's dead. He's just trying to delay the capping as long as possible. Not a terrible play given the fact that he knew that unit was going to die. Good flank there by Seeking. Forces out the assault grins out of the big factory building. He's being a little bit more conservative now. Falls back there. MG42 is going to get good suppression in on these units, but he is getting flanked. Too many squads here. Oh, Jesus! And the MG goes down hard, but assault grin... Clown car coming in hard. Saves the day and prevents a total rout here in the center. Meanwhile, Seeking is capping up the left side of the map.
The enemy cut our supply line.
Tommies really don't have much to deal with this force here. They're going to be doing terrible damage. Tommy's head home. That MG42 still uncrewed. He's got to grab that and get that kind of back in the hopper here. Bao goes straight for the cutoff. He's clearly not worried about anyone grabbing that MG42 ahead of him. Shrek's upgraded in the half track here. That's interesting. I think he's anticipating the armored car coming out Brits capping all over the map now. While Sulkran's trying to put down some of these Tommies. You gotta be careful on the retreat paths here, though. Sulkran's doing great damage here against the Tommies. Looking for a wipe. Another half-track called in with even more Sulkrans. BaoLiang going all in on the half-track build here. Tommy's is combat all over the map right now. Forces off some more Tommies. Pioneers in the center looking like they're in dire straits. They do fall back. AEC's coming in. Is he getting more Shreks? He can, but he hasn't decided to yet. Shrek'd up Grens are on the far left side. This half-track's gonna be a little careful. As soon as that AEC locks on, that half-track doesn't really have a chance. He's gonna get the snare off, too. He knows that half-track's dead. Half-track gets iced by the AEC. In the meantime, BaoLiang has grabbed the rest of the fuels on the map. I'm not sure. I suppose, yeah, he has seen the Shrek'd up half-track, so he's going to be aware that it exists. Both Shreks contact. Wow. And he gets a second Shrek'd up peak run here. MG42 will force off the engineers on the right. Combat is just popping off all over the map here. He's looking to get some more volleys in on the AEC, but he has to fall back. AEC gets a big shot. He's got to get those peak runs out of there. He does. Oh, AEC narrowly misses getting hit. The green cover took the hit there. A lot of Tommy blob here in the center. Sulkran's doing just enough damage. It's worth noting that this is Fog of War blocker here, line of sight. So he's using these pipes to his advantage.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Seeking, deciding not to cap up that left fuel. Pigren's not quite sure what to do here. Gets the half-track home. Probably going to get reps up on that as soon as the piles are done capping up the VP. Seeking pretty much his map dominance at this point.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Nope, piles staying on the field here. Bao launching multiple prong attacks out here for the left and right VIP. He is starting to upgrade his assault grins with 6-man squads. AEC raining down hate and discontent on the right. It's going to be a little bit careful here. Assault grins have to fall back on the left. Pigren standing in an ambush position behind the big tank. MG42 in positions, trying to get some bursts off. We're going to wipe a couple of models here from the Tommies. Half-track still very low health coming into the field. Just trying to cover a little bit of ground if you can. Sulkran's trying to push off these Tommies. They are going to do it with suppression back from the MG42. Pigren's forcing the issue on the left, but I'm not sure that's going to work without a great nade. And Tommy's looking for a wipe here, but the Pigren's wisely retreat. AEC has not taken any hits from the Pigren's yet. Tier 3 is going up from BaoLiang. Gets a volley off, gets one good connection. Uh-oh, Tommy's in trouble here on the left, or on the right side, rather. That's a dead Tommy. Tommy's go down hard. MG42 setting up in the center, but he is getting flanked here by the Tommies in the south. He's got to be careful. If he loses that MG42, that's going to be a huge blow to his forces here. It's another connection with the AEC. Does get a suppression burst on some of the Tommies coming out, but he's got to be careful. That flank is not going to stop here.
Our opponents are seizing
This map is Ploesti Outskirts. Everybody who's wondering in the chat there.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
AEC goes down to half health, has to fall back, and that MG42 I think is going down. 5-man Tommies, that's enough. Sulkren's forcing the issue on the left. Wow, he does make it home. That was pretty lucky. Half track does get repped. Sulkren's push out the Tommies on the left. Contact just all over the map here. P-Rens do push off. Tommies on the right. There's a Panzer IV being cooked right now. AEC gets a good shot on the half track. Half track's in big trouble. Half track goes down from a big shot from the AEC. AEC eats 2 shots in the P-Grens. Valentine on the field, moving left.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
BaoLiang's forced off the map again.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Everyone's licking their wounds here. Seeking tries to cap up what's left of the map here. Thrashout, thanks for the fault. MG42 moving onto the field. Ooh, good shot from the Valentine. This is going to have to be Hero Panzer IV here. P-Grens move on the right. Bundle nade goes off, misses. Panzer IV moves in on the center. Valentine destroying what's left of the pipes there. Panzer IV facing off against 2 light tanks. Takes out the cover in the center. Weakening the Tommy's defensive position there. While Sulkren's trying to take cover behind the wrecked half-track here. BaoLiang is going to get the cap on the fuel on the left side here. Valentine can't penetrate the front armor of the Panzer IV. Does get a disabled shot there from the AEC, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to capitalize on that. Very weak pilots in the center, got to go home. BaoLiang is trying to force the center of the map or get a fuel cap, which he is going to get on the left, but the cutoff has been also retaken by Seeking. BaoLiang is determined to force the center of the map. Bao's infantry moving left as the Panzer IV tries to support the MG42. MG42 is saved by the P-Grens, who are coming in with a ton of anti-tank weapons. Tries to get a volley off, does make one connection. Finally, he's forced off what's left of the British units, and he's trying to recap the map so he can get some influence here and resources, certainly, before it's getting repped. He's got to grab his own cutoffs and maybe even go for his opponents. There are some Tommies lurking around the rest of the map. He hasn't quite flushed them out yet. Slowly running into it here, the units, as the rest of the pipes go up in flames. Panzer IV should force them home. Oh no, MG42's in trouble in the south. Not sure he's going to see that. Oh, he does. Oh no, it had to re-pick the thing up. Ugh. Well, that MG42 should make it home nonetheless. It's going to be awful close there. Oh my goodness. Yep, he makes it home. Valentine forcing the left side. Seeking maintains grasp on the cutoffs there. That's going to be big. A lot of anti-tank capability coming left. This is his moment here to get the kill on these vehicles. They do have some room to move around on the hedges there. And the AEC is also coming. Bao's not sure what to target here. Moves right to hit the AEC with AT. And Seeking just falls back from that side, not liking his position. Probably wise, given how many P-Grens there are. Panzer IV is sitting on 5 kills. Oh, retreat nade does a ton of damage there. He can wipe a Tommy, and he does get the kill. Great move from BaoLiang. Outstanding retreat nade. Pio's idle on the right, although he was doing a lot of microing in the center. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of Brit units, and yet another Tommy being cooked from Seeking. He just does not quite have the capping to get all these resources connected. He's really got to get these connected. Okay, now he's grabbing both of these cutoff positions. P-Grens are sitting behind the... Oh no, he hits the retreat button. Was that a mistake? What was that? AEC coming on the P4. P-Gren's in terrible trouble after that retreat path. He's so far up and then he retreated.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Pio's taking the right side. Double MG cooking from Bao. He recognizes the obscene amount of Tommies. And he is right about that. BaoLiang is about to get 2 fuels though, which will put him at in a good spot to possibly get another Panzer IV here.
We are losing a sector.
That is the direct line, guys. If you go too far into the map, they're going to retreat right back to your base. The retreat path cuts right about here, right about where this cutoff is. If you retreat, they'll go south. If you keep going into the map, they'll go through the center. Similar to Crossroads, honestly. If you go too far towards the enemy base, go through the center of the map. It sucks, but it's one of the many subtleties. Panzer IV gets pushed out by the AT gun. And Bao gets forced off, but he is keeping up the right side of the map. Gonna get the fuel and the cutoff to reduce the muni income. And Bao is sitting on double fuels right now.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Valentine getting repped in the center.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
More assault gren upgrades here. Bao's going to be able to start popping another Panzer IV here. He's going to be a little bit careful being this far behind the line.
Grenadiers can now be summoned to the battlefield.
Gren's trying to retake the center VIP here. Valentine causing problems on the... Or no, AEC causing problems on the left. P-Gren's in trouble in the center. Gotta get out of there. Second Panzer IV in the hopper for Bao.
We are losing a sector.
Valentine coming in the center to try to get that MG out of there so we can set up defensive positions. He's got to be a little bit careful here. Tommy's capping up the right side of the map while he's trying to keep him pinned in. Panzer IV getting repped. He has 5 Tommy squads. Definitely taking advantage of the Brit buffs in the last patch here.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Assault grens are trying to move right to maintain fuel cap. Bao is pretty low on resources here, but that second Panzer IV can do terrible damage to the Brits. He does have an AT gun, and he does have some arty he'll be able to drop in as well. P-Gren's just not getting it done in the center. Assault grens do force off the infantry in the center, or on the right side. Good connections from the P-Grens. Fresh Panzer IV coming in, and the Vet 1 Panzer IV is ready to move. A lot of infantry sections, but he also has another machine gun that he can use. BaoLiang up with a huge assault in the center. There's combat all over the map. I cannot keep track of all this. AT gun covering the center. Valentine trying to force off some assault grens. Nade goes in, doesn't do a ton of damage. Seeking not liking the assault either, is forced back on most of the map, if not all. He's holding down the right center slightly with some Tommies. Jesus, picking off squads left and right. Panzer IV is going to go over and assist. BaoLiang does know he has an AT gun now. He's going to be a little bit careful. Oh, great shot from the Panzer IV. Assault Gren's looking for a wipe here. AT gun comes in to support. Not going to quite get those Tommies, and he's going to fall back. Smoke being popped here in the center. Machine gun. Backing up. Valentine gets a good pick there. Oh no, landmine goes off. Jesus. That MG's got to go home. You can't set up, sir. That is a really dangerous spot. He sees it and falls back. Seeking, going in, grabbing the cutoff. P-Grens can't quite get up on this AC, but I was just going to say he has a building available. He might be able to get a shot off from the building. He does. Good connection. And then he decides to fall back. Great use of the building there. I keep telling everybody the buildings on this map are some of the most flexible buildings on any map. And taking advantage of them give you real bonuses. Tommies. Nice decap there on the right side. It's going to get the cutoff. MG42 on the left is going to have to go home. The AEC is forcing him off. Unless the Panzer IV can get here in time. He really wants to cap that fuel. He does get the cap. Combat all over the map here. Spread very wide. Gets the cap on the right. It's a disable shot on the Panzer IV. Panzer IV's got to be careful here. A lot of AT coming from the Allies. Nothing to support this Panzer IV. 18-8's coming in. Rear armor shots. He dives on the Panzer IV. All the Allied vehicles are also very close to death. BaoLiang trying to target the AC for some reason. Oh no, the Valentine loses the Panzer IV and barely gets all of his armor out. That was unreal. Sick dive there. And the other Panzer IV is sitting it down behind the base. What a great time to dive with a P4 if he had it in position, but he is finally getting it back into this fight here. Assault Gren's trying to track the remaining armor. Panzer IV not waiting a moment, moves straight into his base, looking for a bunch of kills here. Sees one, gets one, good pick. Valentine destroyed. He sees the AEC too. AT gun can't save him. Assault nades go over the wall. Oh, the AT gun goes down and the AEC goes down. Sick play by Bao. Forcing the issue. Dude. Haven't seen that yet. Working on the AT gun. I'd really like to wipe that if he could. Base MGs are starting to get into the fight as well here. I'd really get that Panzer IV out. Meanwhile, BaoLiang capping the rest of the map. What a sick play. Gets another model wipe on its way out. Hero Panzer IV here. And BaoLiang has recapped the rest of the map. Triple vet assault grens. Trying to maintain the decap on that position there, but the Panzer IV is giving more support fires. Got to be careful with the AT gun there behind the line. Triple vet MG42 there is going to be a great asset. P4 earns that vet 1, certainly. NG's in trouble on the retreat path. NG's go down. BaoLiang playing out of his mind here. Wow. I mean, Seeking hasn't really invested in indirect fire. He hasn't invested in suppression. He's made a lot of light vehicles, a couple light vehicles and Tommies. I mean, that doesn't necessarily do the trick if you're playing against someone with combined arms and using them the way that we just saw. Yeah. He's gone the Comet tank route over there. I don't think he lost. Did he? Yeah, okay. Oh, that's right. He's down to 4. So, yeah, he did lose 1. Seeking, trying to come into the center of the map with no AT support. Just gets a bunch of Tommies killed and wastes time. AT trying to get a turn. Second Panzer IV out for BaoLiang. And the map is very red. Dude, what an insane set of events there. And he does have, okay, a Cromwell cooking.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Keep in mind, guys, this is the first time, I think the first time Seeking has played this map, so he is learning it on the fly here. BaoLiang's got more games under his belt, but both of these guys are top-tier players, nonetheless. Shreked up Gren's trying to hold off that cutoff. The M section's got to go home. Trees falling. Panzer IV's firing. Looks like Seeking's going to put all his money on the right side push, recognizing the MG positions here from BaoLiang. We do have some already turning here and firing into the center left of the map. Forces off that MG42, just repositions. Oh! Tank goes down like Nixon. And it looks like the left side is where he's going to make his stand. As he moves in, gets a good shot with the Cromwell. AT gun firing through the hedge, gets a good contact on front armor. Cromwell wants a kill. He needs a kill, but he hits a Tellermine, a well-placed Tellermine in the center. This Cromwell is doomed. Oh no, he takes out the what? He takes out the Panzer IV anyways.
Our panzers has been destroyed.
This Cromwell on its deathbed as the second Panzer IV comes in from the center. AT gun not quite in position there to deal with it. Cromwell goes down with the front armor penetration already being called in, and Seeking surrenders in a sick game 1 on Ploest the Outskirts.
Hello.
Whew. Dude,
That was sick.
that was sick. What a crazy back and forth.
Alright.
Holy monkeys.
Let me get this bad boy fired up and then we can jump into game 2. Good lord.
Game number 2. Holy monkeys, dude. That move where he went in, I figured he'd get one of the vehicles, but you can always like fall back and hide because the bases are pretty big. He didn't get back quite in time, and then that assault nade over the wall was just the icing on the cake.
Yeah, he slinked those nades like it was...
Like a man on fire.
Yeah, I told you Seeking versus Ball would be a great matchup.
100% right. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so send an invite whenever.
Definitely. Everybody, we're going to get Big Daddy G, Sturm Tiger Gaddafi in for the next casts. It looks like game 2 is up, and you get all good, Sturm Tiger?
Yep.
Right on. We're
Cool.
loading in.
Yeah.
Dude,
Had my cobbler for today. I'm ready to cast like additional 10 series if you need to.
Nice. I just finished my beef stew before we started this, so that's good timing.
Good, good.
I don't know. Seeking he didn't have a lot of support equipment. He just had a ton of Tommies.
Yep, that's Seeking for you. That's how he plays.
Yeah.
He does get he has excellent micro with light vehicles and vehicles in general, and then he just supports Tommies with AT guns.
He totally proved it too when he dove on that P4 and he got all of his vehicles out with like a sliver of health.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how you can tell he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you don't mess with Seeking's light vehicle.
100%. All right.
Seconds.
Let me update the score here. 10 seconds.
I mean, obviously, both players put up quite a fight versus One Ivan. Both games, One Ivan came on top 3-2. I'm talking about strictly previous cash games that you and I organized.
Yeah.
So this is the most natural matchup that we could have ever set up.
The vanquished Von Ivan players playing each other is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we've got BaoLiang in the north as Soviet Union and Seeking in the south as Austria.
Seeking selects Ostrooper right off the bat, and he's just going to start pushing them out. Along with 2 squads of Pioneers, interestingly enough.
Yeah, the early 2 Pio move is interesting. I suppose if you feel like you're going to play to the maps, if you're going to play a close combat engagement game, the Pio's better, obviously, than Ostrooper early on, but he gets an MG. Look at this. He's got a support weapon right off the bat.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's interesting. It's not just bajillion Ostrooper into P4, for example, or PAC.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was expecting. I'm like, okay, we're going to see like 10 Ostrooper squads with like 4 packs.
There's also another explanation about 2 Pio start. Obviously, the more units engage in combat, the heavier vet they get. So if you're planning to go into some sort of light vehicles or medium vehicles or whatever, you're obviously going to have advantage in repairs because your Pioneers will get more vet than your opponents.
That makes sense. Yeah, try to aggregate some early vet specifically for late game reps.
Exactly. So
Yep.
there are advantages and disadvantages. Of course, your you're
Hey,
going to be short on the infantry front.
see the
but-
logs on the right? See how it's
Yep.
yellow cover now?
Oh, nice. Yep,
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah, there's no more yellow. There's no more green cover on either side of it because of these little branches that are next to it. But
Yep, it's just set up for, it was supposed to be unidirectional, and then obviously the bushes didn't quite do their job, so not a problem.
yep.
Going for a left-right split here with Seeking taking the left side, and Pyle's going to try to hold it down while the center turns into a shit show here with Cons coming in hard.
Yep. I'm wondering if we're going to see B-Force from Bao.
Uh-oh.
If he goes ahead substantially, he may opt for B-Force.
Yeah, he does have it in the belt, in his tool belt here.
How
Commander
sick it
belt.
would be if a 203 millimeter shell hit the big fuel bunker on this map.
Oh, that'd be so sick. Those big ones on the outside do blow up too. The two that are closest in. Cons tried to get a flank on that center MG, but kind of got pulled out there by the Ostroop, and well played there by Seeking.
Yeah, Bao is searching for that green cover, but he's only going to find yellow cover courtesy of light flash changes here.
Oh yes. He's gonna fall back with the conscripts. He does.
Get out of there, Bao.
He's got more cons flanking the MG42 in the center, but the MG42 turns. Good timing there from Seeking. Trying to get in the building so he can just get some standoff damage.
Cons are firing from that building. I'm not sure how many windows there are on that side of the building.
Ah, there's two.
2? Okay.
Pile of flamers on the right looking a little bit worse for wear against the Ostroop as well. Those cons look like they're in a bit of trouble. He's got to be careful there. Nice exit, and he's going to go straight for that cutoff. Although the piles are going to follow him through.
Yeah. Seeking is chasing. He wants that squad out of there.
See, BaoLiang recognizes how these retreat paths work a little bit now, and he gets out to that edge and then retreats, goes around the fuel tanks. That was beautiful. This is part of any map, is getting used to the retreat paths. Obviously, this is a new map, but nonetheless, great play. And Seeking gets the cutoff on the right.
G in position to start suppressing some cons, forced to reposition. After they reposition, Panzer Grenadiers are pushing up for some support as well. Should be able to start suppressing some of these units here.
Yeah, full health con, or close to full health con, is going to force, I suspect, those Ostrooping off on the left, on the right rather.
Yep.
And the left side's about to get pushed off as well. The P-Grunt's coming to the piles.
Yeah. Bao is wisely leaving his low health squad on the left to cap the decap while he's assaulting with full health of Panzer Grenadiers.
MG holds down the center. He's got pile support, but there's a lot of flanking around on the right side, so you got to be careful with those MGs. Ostroop been trying to face off against cons on the right fuel. Half-track out from Seeking.
Yeah. Curious to see if we're going to see 251 with the flame projectors there.
Oh yeah, he's cooking them right now.
Can now be called in to rally our troops.
Now, we've seen that unit over and over again in the last couple of cash games. Obviously, it's becoming some sort of a meta.
Yeah, I don't know why
here.
I don't know why it ever fell out of favor. It does so. I know it's like a glass cannon, but it does so much damage.
I think timing-wise wasn't just it wasn't perfect timing-wise before.
Right.
Because it had some natural counters really early, so it didn't have too much window of opportunity before. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe just
flames on the building lights the entire thing on fire.
yeah.
I think another advantage is when you have Ostroop and you have a lot of snares, and if you go P-Grens, you get Shrek, so you have enough AT where that vehicle can be used.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this dirty, dirty Teller mine out front of BaoLiang's base.
Oh wow, he's not seeing that.
Love it.
That will pay huge dividends once a vehicle hits. And speaking of vehicles, we got M5 half-track. Of course, Bao notorious user of that kind of unit. Hopefully we're going to see the quad mount research as soon as it the unit leaves the building.
I think I see what Seeking's doing here. He saw the flamethrower from BaoLiang's infantry, and he has not seen a second one. So he's guessing there aren't going to be any minesweepers, and he's right. So that teller's just going to be like... Normally you would sweep that pretty damn quick if you have any sweeper, but he has none.
Yeah, and of course, Bao is going to spend some additional munis for the quad upgrade.
A lot of Osttrooping building defenses on the right, and you rightly point out that the munis are going to go to the quad, not to minesweepers. Although he is getting a second engineer now for that purpose.
Yeah, he might be sensing something, but it might be too late in case this half-truck has to go back to the base and then take another approach before the engines come out, but we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
I really hope that mine pays off. Just from fan perspective.
Yeah, it's in such a good spot. Like, that's so dangerous for the enemy. Bao does push out, grabs his muni and a fuel, is trying to slowly make progress into the center, not opting for the left capping so much. Khan's going as far as the free point right next to his base. Pack does pop out for Seeking.
I mean, Bao obviously knows the 251 is on the field, and he does not want to get any squads sent over to the opposite side and get him isolated, to get him chased down to the base and potentially lose them. So he's just keeping a little bit more of a conservative approach where majority of his units are on one side, and then he moves on from there.
Quad does good damage against the half track. Northwest Fresh, you are very welcome, sir. My goddamn pleasure, and Sturm Tigers too. Faust goes in on the quad. Pack's gonna get a shot off. Uh-oh. That quad might be dead.
One more shot. There we go.
Max range shot from the Pack. That puts him in a terrible position.
Conscripts are now pulling back a little bit, but getting assaulted by a squad of Panzer Grenadiers and Osttrooping there.
His flamethrower, I think that's going to seal the game. Yeah, because he can follow him into the base. He doesn't have any, well, he doesn't even have a teenage tech yet.
Turkish shoot for the flamethrower here. Engineers in trouble as well. They do pass by the teller, so Bao knows that the teller is there.
Yeah, you're right. He's seen it now. Although this flamethrower is absolutely massacring everything. He's looking for a wipe on some piles retreating. That's not going to happen, though. 18H do pop, and he gets the engine on the half-track. Oh, boy. Bao's in trouble. He really needs to wipe that half-track. Already at 10 kills.
That thing is a beast.
Yeah, it's just such a scary unit.
Oh, but they also have the ability to blind shoe mine.
Yeah.
Even with the flame projectors on. That's one of the recent changes, I guess.
Huh. Certainly makes it more valuable.
The territory is out of contact.
Although I've yet to see a shoe mine from Wehrmacht.
Yeah, it's such a muni-heavy setup that he's going here. I don't think he's going to be able to get that. Although he is trying to get the cutoff on the left. He's not fully cut off until he gets that second point. He does cut him off from the right, though. Bao is cut off on the right, and Seeking is not cut off on the left quite yet.
Engineer's going to burn some Osttrooping on the left here.
Another half-track out from BaoLiang. He's determined to get that quad out.
Love them quads.
He has to know he's in trouble, given the fact that he doesn't have AT, and they've been sitting on fuel for so long.
What's the tech situation in Seeking's base? He does not have Tier 3 yet. He needs to research Battle Phase 2, so we're going to have to wait for some additional armor for Seeking. So this game is wide open, in my opinion.
Yeah, he'll be able to get his manpower back up, considering his income. And as long as he doesn't lose the second half-track, I think he's got an opportunity here. He's got to figure out a way to get rid of that pack or contest the areas where the pack can't get to. Speed's going to be the half-track's advantage here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the left, another squad of conscripts get chased away and chased by the 251. Major manpower damage there, but health damage rather, but no manpower losses yet.
We do get shocks out from the allies. That's not a bad call.
The enemy is down to 200 points.
He's just got to be careful with his quad. The pack is sitting there waiting for it to come out, and it does.
Oh, we got shoe mine placement. Speaking of shoe mines, right above the VP there.
Yeah, he just pooped one out on the left. Very nice.
I'm wondering if their shoe mine behaves exactly the same like OKW shoe mine.
Yeah, maybe. Shocks are on the right. They're definitely going to force that point. Ostrupen got to go home there.
Nice retreat there by Seeking. He hasn't lost a single, or he didn't lose a single model of Ostrupen in that engagement, even though it could have gone south pretty quickly.
Seeking's just had so many resources. Like, BaoLiang has got to push out pretty damn soon. He's going by that teller. Pack is not quite in position. Okay, now the quad can try to have its way with the flamethrower. This would be a big pickup if he can get it. He doesn't. And the pack fires, misses. Very scary there.
That was a kill shot.
Certainly. The flamethrower half-track is also still alive. Pack misses again. He is at max range.
That was probably an attack ground attempt there.
Yeah, it's so far away. Half-track stopped moving. He's got to keep moving. That pack is out for blood.
Seeking wants it. Attack ground, perhaps?
That's so far away.
He might lose a pack for his troubles here. He needs to send some support in that area to defend that pack.
Shocks against Pigrin's on the left. Pigrin's throw a wild nade. Not sure what that was for. Trying to predict movements, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the shoe mine on the left. That does look like an OKW shoe mine. Shocks go home because they see the flame half-track, which will do so much damage against the armor of the Shocks. Flamethrower half-track. Yeah, it's Vet 2. Bao's just trying to keep his head above water with Vips.
Well, the Shocks are in trouble on the left-hand side. Conscripts, they do go down. Now they're a good pickup by Seeking there. Well, of course, down to 3 squads of Conscripts at this point.
I don't know why he doesn't push the right side with that half-track, because there's fuel there's a Vip, and the pack's been sitting in the middle and kind of on the left. He is assaulting center big time here. MG42 forced to go home. The quad is doing damage. The pack's not in position, but it is moving in. Shock's gonna miss that there. Pack misses a shot. That was within range.
Solgren's pushing in towards the middle.
Oh! Yeah. And nade on the Shocks. That's dangerous as hell. Shocks in trouble. BaoLiang's got to be feeling the pain right now, and he does, and he taps.
Wow.
Good match. That was good. I mean, Seeking just kind of outplayed him there.
Series is even, 1-1.
Oh, yes.
So glad we haven't seen a 3-0 series in a while. Really long while.
Yeah, the match that you were casting today was... I was like in and out watching it between napping and trying to get myself back in shape from the hangover.
Oh,
but...
did I put you to sleep?
Oh, hell no. That was the only thing keeping me awake. I was dying earlier today. I don't know. I don't know what he could have done there. I feel like that half-track was doing so much damage. And, you know, what is it? Yeah, after minute 8, he just was constantly behind, losing too many squads.
Yeah, but he had good idea with taking the one side, because once you start engaging the half-track, you better have some units that can counter it well. Otherwise, if your unit gets isolated, capping or harassing on the other side, half-track is gonna pick it off like nothing.
Thank you, Vesbian, for the follow. Yeah, no, it's hard because that flame half-track is so fast, and it's hard because if you don't have... He didn't have 18 nades early on, so like if you get an opportunity to snare early, which is, I think, the highest chance to do it because they don't... You know, they're just getting used to using the unit, they're a little cold. But after they've used it for a while, and then you pop 18 nades and you don't have any other ATK abilities, it's really hard to get you back in the game if that thing does damage. And it did in spades. I think it had 12 kills, double vet, and it did a ton of non-kill damage as well.
Yeah, vicious unit. Vicious unit.
Love it. Loading back up. Everyone joining us here. Keep in mind that we're playing 4 games on Ploesti, and a 5th game, if it comes to that, will be on Crossroads for balance. Let's see. We're playing on Ploesti Outskirts here for map development purposes. Obviously, entertainment. We're all having fun, but trying to tighten this map up. And based on the best of 7 that we saw with, we had the Corona Cup tournament, which was, this map didn't get that much action on it. And then I took improvements from there. We had the best of 7 with Von Ivan and BaoLiang. Crazy best of 7. Went to game 5. And then we're playing this series here, and I'm liking everything I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got perfectly matched opponents.
Yeah, and just doing these cash games has worked out really well. Thank you for the follow. Why so serious?
Serious just now following?
Oh, Jesus. This guy's killing me.
Goddamn serious. What's up with that? Alright, we got a live one.
Yes, we do. Go ahead and intro these wonderful people here.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are in game 3 of the best of 5 series between quality top-level Company of Heroes 2 opposition here. Of course, we're on Ploesti Outskirts, and up north, we got Hair Seeking of the Gestapo playing as UKF. And down south, we have the B4 God, BaoLiang, playing as Austere. And immediately off the bat, we got Bao selecting Strategic Reserves Doctrine.
Here we go.
He immediately starts pumping out them Assault Grants, followed by an MG42 for support.
Yeah, this should be interesting. He's still going to be using the Assault Grand MG combo, but a stronger Panzer IV and these special packages from the piles. I haven't seen a ton of use go into those, but the half tracks have more capability as well. I'm not sure if he's going to go using those.
Oh, is the special packet? Can they throw satchel? Yeah, they can throw satchel charges.
Oh yeah.
That's an interesting ability. Can they throw sticky satchel charges?
I think they're just regular satchels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Pen Clip correctly pointed out, and I learned this the hard way playing against him in 1v1. This is a kit BaoLiang goes for an annihilation win. He knows that if he gets inside their base, he can actually destroy the entire base with I think it's 2 volleys of satchels of 2 Pyos.
Okay.
It's devastating, and if you're not ready for it, there's not a lot you can do unless you have your entrance mined up or have some localized AT or AI ready. And
yeah, but
yeah,
it's kind of hard to base rape, USF and UKF.
Oh yeah.
Because, Soviets, I can see how you can do it, but like, what are you gonna do? Throw 2 satchels at the SimCity or UKF and like do what? Nothing,
Well, so if you have 2 Pyos, each throws a satchel, and then they each throw 1 more satchel after the recharge. And because the Soviet-type bases, you can spread them out. You can't get damage on all the buildings. The Pizza base and the Brit base are these, like, known locations. Now, I've seen him do the Annihilation kill to Americans. I have not seen it done to Brits, so I'm not sure how that'll work.
How did he do it to Americans? I mean, obviously he can knock out a building or so, but... like,
oh, he can knock them all out. He knocks all of them out because all of them take damage with the satchel charge if he throws it in the right spot. So he just repeats that till you're dead. And I don't know if he can do it with the Brits, but he might. I'm not sure.
Maybe we'll learn something new today.
Yeah. Take us to school. MG42 going home.
Solgren's now chasing the Tommy squad, who's forced to pedal back a little bit. They're going to get a nice couple of bursts there on that unit.
Yeah, those imp squads are going to take a decent amount of damage going home. He might get some model wipes here. He's trying to delay him. It's working.
Yeah, body blocking while a couple of other models are shooting.
Oh, that's scary. Gotta go home.
New universal carrier ready for use.
Flamers on the right trying to hold this cutoff position. Doing so pretty successfully.
Supply line's been cut.
We got UC hitting the field now with Wicker Subraid. That should definitely help versus Assault Grenadiers.
Yeah, 100%. No snares. Relying on close range combat. That's going to be a difficult unit to get rid of unless you can get a good burst with the MG42 or possibly a mine.
Yeah. Of course, UC has the ability to start suppressing units, so I really like that mobile platform for suppression on the Brit side. It's really useful. Whenever I play Brits, and that's probably once in a blue moon, I definitely give a suppression a go.
Good choice, yeah. Bao's got to be a little bit careful. He's kind of surrounded on all sides there in the center with his infantry.
There we go. Suppression is now active, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
He's not prioritizing the units, he's prioritizing the MG.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to do damage. Another set of assault guns are coming around the flank, around that big tank on the right, and he is capping up the left side in the meantime.
Really nice positioning on that Brand carrier to press the assault on the flank there.
The MG42 gets a good suppression burst on those Zim squads trying to get back. Assault guns can actually do a decent amount of damage to their Brand if they get to it, but that's the hardest part, certainly.
Yeah. Especially with some supporting units around it that are taking the shots at the approach and everything, so it's really hard.
Yeah, 222's coming out from Bao. That's a very wise decision indeed. They'll be able to push that thing around. The Brit squads won't be able to do anything until they get NGs out. Although an AEC is cooking, which will dampen that quite a bit.
Yep.
I don't know what Bao's going to do to deal with that AEC. He has nothing. I don't see a single thing outside of Teller mines that could help him there.
Exactly. This is probably one of the biggest problems I have with Brits. There is simply no hard counter to this universal carrier because the time frame within which you can get 2-2 and then the opposition gets the AEC is really low. You're already countered by the time you hit the field and start producing some reasonable damage.
Yeah, I agree. I don't... The AEC... Or not the AEC, the Vickers in particular, I don't know about the timings and the capabilities that it has. There's so much capability in a vehicle, and it prevents you from kind of timing out the way you need to, like you described. Because the AEC is going to come and dominate 222.
Exactly, and it was only like a couple of seconds of difference with them hitting the field, right? So
exactly.
It's like the window of opportunity for this 222 is virtually non-existent.
I mean, Bao's microing his mind out, but I don't know what are you supposed to do here? There's nothing he can do. He doesn't have snares. He doesn't have packs. There are no mines out. The AEC is basically invulnerable. But Bao is making the best of it. He does get behind the British line, and he's decapping all the cutoffs, so that's going to help quite a bit.
Yep. And of course, I'm not basing my opinion based on the current meta, where a lot of assault grenadiers and too many units with snare abilities are available for Wehrmacht. It's just even if you go Grants or Osttruppen, it's virtually identical situation.
Yeah. Just because you have a snare doesn't mean that the other guy's going to allow you to use it.
Yeah.
Pack cooking from Bao, that's just about the only thing I can think of that'll help him besides Shrek'd up Grens.
And of course, this type of situation where Bao goes assault Grants, he's doubly fucked versus AC.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he could try to get Shreks, but it takes like 2 full connecting volleys to kill an AC, and that's just not going to happen at this level.
Yeah. While some pioneers are moving about on the left-hand side, with the Flamer forcing the retreat of a rather low-health Tommy squad.
Yeah, Bao's doing a good job maintaining map presence despite his loss to the 222 there. Normally the 222 is great for like pushing and forcing units out of areas. Teller does go down on the left, love to see it. And Bao's got a ton of munis too, so he ought to be spamming those.
Let's see if Bao is going to pull a nice play here and try to bait AC into that mine, because that would be glorious to see.
Oh, yeah. AC is getting repped on the far right with his minesweepers.
Pioneers with the flamethrower in trouble. They're getting gunned down by that one Tommy squad there on the left.
MG
Meanwhile,
gets
on the right,
a nice
yeah,
burst
right.
there, yeah.
The enemy has broken our
Salt
supply lines.
Gren's on the right, looking very, very low. Pack's trying to get into position.
Enemy forces are securing
Late
our
retreat by
territory.
Bao there. Will he pay for that mistake? Seeking is chasing. There we go.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Gave him as many opportunities as possible. He's gonna go for the healing now. The pack just is not giving back to base. Trying to finish it off.
There we go.
Oh boy, that's a big hit too.
You do not want to lose your bunker. Good lord, that's what 60 units to get it back up, and whatever the 150 manpower to build it initially.
Yeah, that's right. MG does take the building in the center. That building has got a lot of capability for a machine gun if you can keep it covered. It's vulnerable because it's big, but it's also powerful because it's big. Wait,
But
the
guess
AC
what?
goes down the left.
Yep,
He got it.
he got it.
Outstanding teller mine from Bao. Didn't even see it. Sorry about that, everybody.
It was crew flew out like catapulted.
I heard it. Didn't see it. Landmines coming down from the allies in the center. MG42 pops out to cap and suppress. Does he get that landmine off? He does, but that's pretty much a known landmine at this point. Pack might take a shot at it. He does, and destroys the landmine. Nicely done.
Does get a model kill with that explosion.
That was hot. A lot of Tommies there, though. He's got to back up. BaoLiang going for the cutoff on the right side. He's going to get that.
Losing a sector.
Here comes the half track.
Tries to reposition as well to suppress this Tommy block here, but Sappers with a really nice flak on that MG42, down to 3 models, really low health, and Seeking is chasing. Fortunately, it's far too gone now for any additional damage, but
Yeah, and the problem is he doesn't have his healing bunker up, so this puts him in a very tenuous position. And Seeking can come in, grab cutoffs, and basically deny resources while BaoLiang has to lick his wounds here.
The enemy is taking our
Command
territory.
Valentine is on the field as well.
Ball with the 251 with flame projectors again, or rather,
Our opponents
not
are
again, but
seizing a
as
sector.
well. But that's just going to get hard countered by the Valentine.
Yeah, this is going to be not good at all. This pack's going to have to do some amazing things here.
It's a little bit late for 251, in my opinion, at this point.
Gets flamethrowers on it. He gets a burst off. That's good, but he's got to be very careful here. The pack misses first shot. AEC, or no, the Valentine doing terrible damage. Oh, he kind of misses the shot, but the splash finishes it off.
He has dealt us a blow.
Yeah, Bao is in trouble now. Forget about
No snares,
units
man.
he invested in the flame projector. She doesn't even have units for healing anymore.
Assault Gren's in trouble in the center, too. I think Bao's... Oh, boy.
We are losing a sector.
ET-Gun getting back into position here. Gonna get a shot off. Good connection. God, that tank has a lot of health. He didn't mind that at all. Tries a max range shot. Doesn't quite make connections. The machine gun with no support yet again in the center is in big trouble.
Is attempting to steal our sector.
MG42s do well on this map, but you've got to support them.
Yeah,
The enemy has driven
shades of
away
one out of an
our lines.
MG42 play in the previous
Yeah.
years. Oh, Bao surrenders.
Yeah, I almost expected him to earlier. He was just that... The timings of the vehicles for the Brits there... without snares, I don't know what you're supposed to do there.
Yep.
You know, mines will not save you every time, and tellers, while horrific, are expensive.
I mean, Bao did get a stroke of luck there to kill the AC with the teller mine, but had Seeking had both AC and Valentine, that would be a completely different story.
It's almost like if you go Assault Grens, It's almost like if you go assault grens, you need to get one normal gren mixed in specifically for snares, and you specifically keep it, you know, in a defensive position for the snare. You know, maybe for the indirect grenades every now and then, but
Yeah. Anyways, game, what is it, 2-1 now, Siki?
it is. Taking a 5-minute break here. Seeking is requesting, which I think is totally fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break as well. Gotta have some water because my voice is killing me now.
Yeah, please do. Timer's up on the screen here, guys. Score is 2-1. And we'll be back as soon as everybody rallies here. Be happy to answer questions while we're just sitting here on our hands. I'm not tired, and I got a drink right here, so I'm good. Cobalt TV, you satisfied with the map at the moment? At the moment, yeah. What I'm hoping to do as we do these cash games and as more players get on it is we basically don't hear very specific problems from competent players who are evenly matched, who care about the match they're playing in. And, you know, as we refine the map, the less problems we see and the more good games we see, there's going to be a trend where you get to a certain point and you say the map is good. Like, the map's ready to rock. This map hasn't had quite as much testing as I would like, but yeah, we're fine-tuning right now. That's exactly right, Cobalt. The big overhaul I did after the Corona Cup put this map in a position where it was right. Because I was on the fence about a bunch of different features. One of the big ones was the cutoffs in the VPs, and guys like Love Nest and others, and Elpern specifically, you know, he basically said, listen, Elpern said, there are focus points, focused areas in the game. One of those focused areas is fuel, another is the VPs. This is quoting him or anything, but this is essentially what he said. If you combine cutoffs and VPs, you're reducing the total number of points of interest on the map. And that is correct. That's a fundamentally true thing about Company Heroes. So now that the VPs have been set to the center, it spreads out the combat in the center in a way that keeps that center lane from just being the only focus point. The VPs are really close to each other in the center. And the map has been streamlined quite a bit. And the game, that best of 7 that we saw with BaoLiang and Von Ivan is a quintessential example of, yeah, this map is getting where it should be. The first game that we saw here, really all these games have been good. And I'm not seeing anything that looks overpowered or underpowered. Stormjaeger, I like the VPs now, but too many sight blockers everywhere. So the tanks in the center and the stacked tanks are the sight blockers. The pipes are also, but they're basically like a weaker hedgerow. So if there's a hedgerow on the map, you have to wait for heavy armor to come in and basically destroy all the hedgerows. In this condition, we have those pipes which do constrain sight, but medium vehicles can destroy those. So like a Panzer IV or Cromwell or Sherman can actually open the map up, whereas normally you would have to wait for, you know, a Tiger or something, a Panther or something like that, Pershing, to come out and destroy everything. So it should open up faster, but I'm always open to tweaks. I just want to be careful that the center doesn't open up a lot, because if we just take like the fuel barrel stacks, for example, and remove them, that's going to be very, very, very open. and that's going to make, you know, we did have older versions of that were kind of tricky when it was that open. Can we dump all the fences on all maps? I would prefer they just set up the maps so that vaulting is automatically done. I don't think vaulting, or you should be able to toggle whether or not vaulting is automatic, but right now it's not, so that's its own fun thing. Yep, cross modes is definitely pretty good. Crossroads had an enormous amount of vetting, and it's one of the very few maps that I can think of that translated well from Co 1 to Co 2, although it did get overhauled. The fundamentals were essentially the same, and it translated pretty damn well. Okay, that 5-minute timer is expired. Looks like they're getting ready. Sounds like Storm Tiger just showed up. Good timing. Seeking is back. We're just waiting for them to get BaoLiang squared away. Hi, Kima. Good girl. Very good girl. I know. My dog just walked in. Yeah, just waiting for Bao.
Yep. Always waiting for Bao, goddammit.
Dude, he's got to get his head on straight after that last game.
Yeah.
I believe Bao is a monster. We saw Von Ivan 3-0 him, and then Bao 3-0'd Von, so anything is possible, man.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if this series went to 5 games. Good lord.
We said that last time for the best of 7, and I would not be surprised if it happens again.
Yeah. What did we do for the A's game? I mean, obviously I didn't write down any VPs or anything like that, so...
the last game, right now, Hans Chicken has the VP advantage.
Who's kind of chicken? Oh, Seeking.
Or Seeking has the advantage, yeah.
God damn.
Because the 2 games Seeking won, he won with a lot of VIPs. The game that BaoLiang won, he won with more VIPs. And then this game, we'll see what happens. All right. Les Boogie. Thanks, Ragnar Hammer.
Oh, it started? Nice.
She's a very good little dog.
Hans Chicken. Somebody in the chat explain what the hell is going on with that name.
Some we're not aware of.
Yeah. I mean, Seeking is not the kind of guy that changes his name frequently, so I'm really confused.
I hope Seeking plays in the Master League.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a huge tournament. I mean, 32 players with...
It'll probably get up to a $1,600 pool by the looks of it.
Yeah. It'd be crazy not to play it.
Maybe he is crazy. We're about to find out.
Maybe he is crazy, exactly.
And we are back on Ploesti Outskirts. BaoLiang in the north. And my wife walks in. Say hi, baby.
Hi.
Hi, My Flesh's wife.
They say hi.
My Flesh, can I send her a kiss?
I was trying to figure out where Kima went.
Definitely. She came in. She wants to say hi.
Still commentating?
Yeah, we're on the last game or two
All right,
here.
ladies and gentlemen, we got... obviously, White Flesh is preoccupied with talking to his wife, so
Everyone's
down
saying
south
hi.
we got her Seeking of the Gestapo, opting for Ostroup and Doctrine playing as Wehrmacht, and up north we got BaoLiang playing as Soviet Union. First MG from Seeking is hitting the field. Meanwhile, Bao is going for standard cons opening. Battle of the engineering units here on the left-hand side of the map. some pioneers did manage to get close and personal to engineers. Should be able to win this engagement. There we go. Combat engineers forced to pedal back to the base. Meanwhile, BaoLiang is capping the right side with his conscript squads. And where is White Flash? My voice is killing me, man.
I'm back, bro. I like that. People are posting wife Flash reborn.
White Flash report, yeah.
Very nice.
That's a good one.
Seeking, taking the left side. Looks like he's dominated pretty well there. MG42 setting up to get ready for the counterattack.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a huge post from Stormjaeger. So what are you saying, Stormjaeger? We need to have like some kind of a grudge match?
Between who? I'm all about grudge matches. I like grudge matches.
Looks like Helping Hands and Terror.
But that's not even a match. That's a squash.
Yeah, it looks like... Oh, it wasn't a 2v2, that's why. Jesus Christ. MG42 sets up in a strange position there. Khan's being a little bit careful. It's like standing next to a rabid Rottweiler with that MG2 facing. Khan's all around him, yeah.
Khan's to the left, Khan's to the right. MG42 flanked out of its boots. But Khan's retreat due to pioneers that were close by.
That's what happens when you properly support your MGs. They're very, very hard to get rid of. Piles on the left against NGs. Whoop.
Khan's, or rather, Siki's not looking.
That was scary.
Oh, that could have gone south really quickly.
Oops.
While Lost Trooper are capping the victory point there, one of the other squad jumps into that all-important building. The cutoff there.
Yeah, Khans are going to post up against them. MG42 firing in the center, trying to get some bursts off. Khans are using the tanker to flank. Looks like they're going to get around. BaoLiang making great use of that tanker. Forces off the MG42.
Really nice flank there by Bao. Engagement's not over yet. Bao still has the opportunity to chase a little bit and put additional manpower damage on that MG42. There we go. Two models go down on retreat.
That was good. LT Reborn Legend in the chat.
Various trucks now to play the sound. The soundboard.
Need to get a soundboard. Ostruben went out on the right, and they are going to get some more pot shots off when they go home.
By the way, that was a glorious clip when you guys casted Stuve. When you said Stuve 2020, he's going to win the...
Oh, God. Yeah, me
whatever
trucks.
tournament. And then he played the sound clip.
Meh.
Yeah, that was...
He's like, he's gonna go all the way. He's gonna win this whole thing. He's like, Stoop 2020, and then he hit the button. Oh God.
And of course, Stuve got knocked out the very next round. But
He sure did.
that was awesome. Like, really well timed.
BaoLiang is holding the right side, but he's gonna get cut off here. Oh, that was sick. Okay, so Seeking was patiently waiting in that building for the Khans to move on, and now that they did, he immediately turned around and grabbed the cutoff. I've never seen it used in that way. Because normally they'd get exposed to fire and have to go home. Gets the cutoff. BaoLiang jumps from the other side, though, preventing them from getting in. Khan's in trouble now. Gotta go home.
Yep. Meanwhile, left-hand side, some combat engineers forced away by 2 assault units of Seeking.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
And we see some...
Careful in the center. Yep, falls back.
Tier 2 building has gone up for Seeking. Immediately goes for 251 half-track.
Our superiors have given us 120
You smell what I smell? I smell flames.
I smell burning conscripts.
Guards are picked by BaoLiang. Alright, I like this doctrine choice a lot more. This is the meta choice.
MG42 well in position of metal, suppresses cons immediately, forced to retreat.
Yep, cons, if there's two, he could have flanked around the tank there, but that would have been a little bit rough. Ooh, a teller mine going down from Seeking on the left. Doesn't get it off. The guards see him just in time.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Seeking with those aggressive mines, really, really impressive. Unfortunately, has yet to pay the dividends, but kudos for trying.
Oh yeah, DP LMG's up for the guards on the left. That is such a powerful unit on its own, but not powerful enough to deal with the MG42 there. Uh-oh, flames are about to pop on this unit. Bao does not have 18 aids yet. Here we go again.
Cons flanking around the MG, but they're gonna get a nasty surprise with this flamethrower half-track now. Oh, but the shot blocker pipe.
Just barely got around it. The Pigrins are going to shred those cons on retreat. The right side's being contested by Ostroop, and he's trying to wipe one of them. Guards are standing between Bao and imminent death.
2 squads of guards, no kidding with 251 anymore. He wants to kill that unit as soon as possible, and guards are a great choice.
Yeah, especially doubling up on them.
Yeah, throw in what's the name of the ability?
Pin.
Pin. Yeah, pin.
Yep, they can outrange that flame half-track too by the looks of it. He's just got to get lost. Oop. Terrible
The
things
game is
happen.
paused yet again.
Right side's being contested by Osttroop, but the cons are going to end up holding it. Bao's a lot better off this time because he can keep his fuel intact and he's got AT capability. That half-track's got to go home. Big push in center from Bao. All the Axis guys need to go home. No, he's setting up an MG42. He might be able to hold there. Cons hold the cutoff on the right. And some cons, oh no. Engineers deep behind enemy lines, placing a mine on the right side. Love it.
Big flanking coming here. Ooh, the gunner of the MG42 gets a PTRS in the forehead.
That's a rough way to go. Or maybe it's a great way to go because you just don't feel a thing.
Nope.
Just
Just lights out.
Not so bad.
Yeah. Obviously, the model is still there, hasn't moved an inch, so...
Right? Flame half-track coming in. Sees that the AT rifles are kind of not supporting. Gets a burst off, but he does get the decap. Bao bleeds the first blood of Seeking's Vips here.
497, 338.
More mines up from Bao on the right side. He's got engineers who've got to get out of there. Bao making much better use of mines this game. Although he's been doing pretty well overall.
Yep.
The enemy has taken our
Obviously,
supply
but that was
sector.
that mine will surely get swept because the engineers were in awkward position, pretty much caught there with their pants down after laying the mine. So
Right.
a general good tip is to always move the engineers away from the mine placement right away.
Yeah, shift click.
Shift click so you don't
Oh!
throw your opponent.
Cons on the left in big trouble. Wow, that grenade could have done a lot more damage.
Yeah,
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
could have been bad.
A very well supported MG in the center is not going to get forced off. Not without indirect fire. That's another thing I've seen some people doing that makes a difference that you don't see in 1v1s ever, is mortars. They actually do well on this map, which is very refreshing in 1v1s.
I can see putting like a mortar behind these respective houses and they got the whole middle covered.
Oh yeah, like they're not useless, and they can be countered by using the trenches in the building. So it's just interesting play.
Sears gun out now for Bao. Takes the first shot at 251. One more shot will do it, but not the shot blockers on the map here.
Yeah, he just kind of slinked behind that. That was a good play. A lot of infantry coming to the center. I don't see the MG42 anywhere. Oh, he's being healed. Guards hold down the right as well. Guards are a lot stronger than Ostrupen are. Barrage coming on the center. Wants to get rid of that cover. I'll be surprised if he doesn't just direct fire on that cover piece.
What the hell is that round thing on the middle VP there? Where did that come from?
It's like a busted wheel or something. AT shot comes in. The flame half-track's in trouble. Gets the decap on the VIP. Pigren's looking for some kind of a kill. Yeah.
Pigren's trying to get an angle, but flank is well protected by guards there on the Zis.
Bro.
Nice reinforcement ability on the Zis as well.
Pops a third guard squad. That's almost too many.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good call.
That's going to be expensive. AT Gun's got a great shot lined up for this half-track if he'll fire. The hell was that?
Did he bug? No, he didn't bug.
What was that? Oh my god, Pigren's coming in. It's very scary. Retreat nade. Gets the wipe on the guards.
Nice
wow.
move there by Seeking. Really well executed push and bundle nade on the retreat there.
I don't know why that AT gun didn't fire earlier. That was very strange. Guards trying to get a flank in, but there's too many Pigrens in the center.
This again is in position but doesn't fire. What the hell?
Did he not have line of sight?
Yeah, he may not have sight. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Pigrens are still shredding, but getting awful weak here in the center. Bao's got to lick his wounds. He is trying to hold down the right side. He's contesting the left with cons. And Seeking does get a great cutoff on the right side there.
Oh, and check this out. On the left, 251 attempted to cut off the retreat, but I thought it was going to be more deadly. He's reversing and then going back into the...
There's the AT gun. He's awake now. Come on, come on. Oh! I'm rooting for Bao right now. I want to see Game 5.
Yeah. Let's get some bias casting.
Oh, yeah, the best. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. That was a scary, scary shot there. That was an attack round. Got awfully close to that unit.
Yeah. Could have gone extremely bad for that half track. But Bao connected on that pro shot.
Bao is getting his resources reconnected here, and he is maintaining at least one VIP, or he's about to be. DP machine guns from the guards doing so much damage. Bao's sitting on a ton of fuel, too. He's got to make some use of that at some point. Still only has tier 2 up.
Let me ask you this, White Flash. Obviously, the Ziz gun destroyed part of the pipes here in the middle. How come we're not seeing the smoke coming out of those pipes? Some fuel leakages.
Because, you know, I don't know. Because there's an emergency valve that knows to shut off whatever's in there as soon as it gets broken. Ha!
Oh, okay. I see. It's an in-game trigger. Whenever Ziz fires at it and destroys it,
yeah.
The emergency valve just shuts off. Okay.
It just knows. Yeah.
Okay.
The magic of engineering.
Mystery solved.
More landmines coming down in the center here from Bao. That's a very good idea.
251 all patched up, ready to pour some flames on the Soviet infantry.
Oh, great shot from the AT gun. I didn't even know if he could get a shot there given what we've seen, but he definitely connected.
Yeah. Need a little bit more follow-up from the guards to knock out that unit, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Oh, and Flamers could have gotten wiped there with well-placed Ziz shot, but luckily there were some sandbags to protect the blow.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Man, these guards have been too expensive. Bao can't use his... He's not going to be able to use his fuel because the guards are so expensive on attrition. He doesn't even care if he has a fuel cap except to deny his opponent. He really needs to get some vehicles out because Seeking is going to be doing that as he puts up his tier 3.
Oh, 251 gets lit up by a couple of bursts from PTRS there. Forced to retreat, but so are the guards. Of course, Bao needs to be careful with the guards and not leave them in engagement and suffer too many losses there, because as you said, they're expensive to reinforce.
Okay, here we go. Tier 3 is going up for Bao. I suspect a T-70 will be cooking, but he's going to have to deal with Panzer IVs if he goes that route. Shit, man, I'd almost go straight to Tier 4.
Yep. No point. T7, hypothetical T70 would be way too late. 16-minute T70 is almost never a good idea unless you're really up ahead.
Oh, he hits the landmine. He's going balls deep. Falls back. The P-Grens are coming in hard. He gets the kill on the half-track. Finally, the Flamer goes down, but he's going to lose his AT gun.
The enemy has silenced one of our anti-tank guns.
Veterans, when the AT gun gets lost, he's sending some pioneers to try to recruit him. He's screening with his Panzer Grenadiers,
Oh, wow.
preventing Bao from assaulting the Ziz gun, and there we go. That's how the larceny happens.
Oh! That 18 could, or that grenade could have been much scarier than it was. Cons are capping up the right side of it and the left side of the map while this is going down. What is Bao saving up for? He's saving up for something. I don't know what.
I mean, obviously he does need tier 4 and potentially have enough fuel for T-3485.
Oh, a retreat nade goes off. Not the best retreat nade, but not a terrible try either.
Yeah.
God, it's just too many Axis units behind the line here. Guards are going to eventually push off these P-Grens. P-Grens doing so much damage overall.
Yeah, definitely a good unit to counter guards. 3 Panzer Grenadiers versus 3 squads of guards, or rather 2 now, because he must have lost one. He didn't call it, or I'm going blind as a bat.
And Seeking is continuing to use this building specifically as a holding point, and when they leave, he grabs the cutoff. That's like the 3rd time he's done that this game.
This gun all reinforced from Seeking and pushing up. Tier 4 is going up for Bao now. He should have enough fuel and to get T-3485. Needs a little bit more manpower though, but he's
Seeking
close.
taking out some anger on these fuel barrels in the center. Those are not hedgerows. You cannot fire over them until they're destroyed. Seeking maintaining the cutoff on the right. That's so important to just slowly bleed him out. Bao does get his tier 4 up, so we're going to see late more units here.
Bao is bled down to 216 victory points. He should start paying more attention to that aspect of the game as the game progresses a little bit more.
Oh boy, Panzer IV. Chasing home some Trip Vet Cons. You do not want to lose Trip Vet Cons at this point in the game.
Nope.
Or ever, I suppose, is also true. They're getting out of there.
One more good shot will seal the fate of that unit.
Bao is just microing. There's so much crap going on in the center of the map, too. Trip Vet Guards now. Forced home. He didn't lose those cons. That's very important. And a T-3485 is cooking for Bao. Oh, he wipes a P-Gren in the center.
Yeah.
Nade goes over the pipes. He's coming onto the field with very weak cons. I don't know about that. Okay, he turns them around. That's good.
There was a bit of a misplay there.
Seeking kind of owns the map, but the T-3045 could turn this completely around. That was another change. The Panzer IV moved up to the bush to try to get a shot up, but the main base has been moved back far enough. Alright,
85 now pushing out.
Oh, yeah.
Pushing out. There we go. Mark target is activated. No snares. This is out of position.
Doesn't really have his T-3045 squared away either for the chase. That was a questionable use right there. Oh, Jesus Christ, airplane gets shot down.
Oh, lands on the cutoff, or rather, falls on the cutoff.
Supply sector under attack.
Well, he's got 70 seconds to be able to use Mark Target. He will be able to use it again, and the problem is yeah, I was just going to say Seeking's probably going to cook another Panzer IV.
Yep.
I mean, Bao did get the wipe on the Peagrets. That was huge in the center, but this is kind of a scary spot for him to be in.
And let's not forget about the teller here in the middle that hasn't been swept yet, so...
Oh no!
He's
I didn't
rushing
see
right
that until
towards
you
it.
mentioned it. He's going right in. No! A close range teller puts his T-34-85 in dire straits. The stolen Zis gun gets the kill.
Goodbye, T-34-85.
Oh no, that is... Mines win games, and that might... Bao's hanging in there, though. And once he sees that second P4, I don't know what he's going to do. He's fighting for the rest of the map. Barrage coming in from the Zis in the center.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Guards forced back for some healing. Seeking could go for base inspection. Obviously, there's nothing to counter this P4 at the moment. Nope.
The adversary has slipped to
Instead, he opts to cut off the retreat path of those conscripts that are crossing the left side of the map.
Alright, Bao just got his eyes on the second P4. What does he make of his position now? He still has not teched 18 aids. And Seeking basically redeploys his entire army to the left side, seeing where he's moving. Barrage in the
Guards hit
center.
the floor on the,
Yeah.
in the middle. Squad of Oshtroop pushing towards the right, trying to engage
Oh.
those guards.
Nade on the Ostroop, and great nade there. Wipes half the squad and almost kills more than that. Those guards got 26 kills, but the guards on the left side get gunned down by Peagrens. Oh no.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ring the fucking bell. Wow, drop. Seeking won.
Yeah, he sure did drop. My game's kind of... It looks like it's frozen, but I think he dropped.
No, yeah, I see the kills.
Oh yeah. Mine is not showing that for some reason. I believe you. Game over. There it goes. My game froze for some reason. Game over. BaoLiang kicks the bucket.
Excellent play, boy. Excellent.
Yeah, Seeking got used to that map real quick. That was really interesting how he would use the building specifically. He'd put units in the building and he'd just not do anything with them. And then when Bao left, he moved in and grabbed the cutoff and then went right back into the building. Like, he kind of forced him... if he wasn't checking that, then he would have to get rid of that garrison. Really well played by both players, though, honestly.
I want to see a demo charge in one of those buildings, and do they collapse after a single demo or no?
No, one demo doesn't do it. And see, the thing that's interesting is the buildings are so big. Hang on, updating score. The buildings are so big that if you demo them, it doesn't die. And then if you put a second demo in the exact same spot, it still doesn't die because the damage profile has to be spread out more. Yeah. So the fact that the buildings can be used as these kind of nexus points of like moving between them and going to different positions means that you can destroy the buildings, obviously. Two satchels will definitely destroy it if you just place them correctly, but it forces you to think more about the building and what's going to happen.
Yep.
No cobalt. Those center barrels cannot be crushed. It's not impossible that that area won't be changed so that those start out as like maybe pipes that can then later be crushed, but no, nothing destroyed. Yeah, great games by both players. Seeking wins $50, 30 from Big Daddy G here, Sturm Tiger, and throwing down 20.
Really nice, really nice.
Very nice. Khan's asking when we do cash game on Crossroads Winter. Crossroads Winter isn't in testing phases for me. Obviously, Sturm Tiger can pick just about any map he wants. But I'm specifically doing these cash games for developmental purposes. So I don't see that happening for me.
I recently changed the layout of the cash games to allow players to play on more comfortable maps so we can see more entertaining games, and which sort of paid a lot of dividends because there hasn't been a single cash game that the inception of that rule where it ended with 3-0 victories from one player to another. So I want to give players as much freedom to opt for the maps. So if they happen to choose Crossroads Winter, we'll gladly play it. But I will not ask people to play on new maps or test any new maps if they don't want to. If they do want to, then fine.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair.
That's sort of my stance on some of these cash games, because you get into really weird situations where a top-level player gets to play on a new map and he's completely lost. So we're not doing anybody a favor there besides, of course, testing the map. But on the flip side, also the cash games are there to provide some sort of entertainment value as well for the viewers. So it's not fun to see your favorite player getting the drop 3-0 and whatnot. So it's a little bit, we got to change it up a little.
Yep, that's totally legit. Thank you, Pac Samani Vival. We're looking at closing out here, but before we go, I want to hype up the
Cut off there.
the Master League.
Oh, you want to plug the link?
Yeah, just getting it.
I got it.
There we go. Man, got double teamed. So the that link goes to the Master League. That's basically the future of the competitive scene run by AE. Right now we're looking at two $1,600 tournaments per month. Or, sorry, one tournament every 2 months. Once that gets up to $800, if you can support it, do it.
Yeah. If you can subscribe to Random Twitch channel, you can pretty much donate for this Master League setup where 100% of the proceeds go directly to the players. So there's no Jeff Bezos, there's no AE, there's no White Flash, there's no Stern Tiger Gaddafi. Everything goes to the players.
Yeah, it's all about the community for that. And that establishing a setup where we repeatedly get injections of money and injections of tournaments is going to keep the competitive scene alive and humming until whatever happens in the far future. Hopefully, we're all crossing our fingers for Code 3, but
yeah. And I gotta say, having been on the part of some of the discussions that are going on in the Discord, the way that we're probably going to set this up is we're going to enforce a strict policy on the number of matches or minimum number of matches you have to play on the auto match in order to be eligible to participate in tournament. So we want to get, or at least this is what my stance was there, we want to get as much out there in order to prevent any sort of cash grabbing or any sort of smurfing it out, so that we know who's playing the game, who can follow those players, and we know that we're not gonna have scenarios where top level competition doesn't want to stick around and play the game just because they don't have quality competition to play against. So we want to get everybody up. Medium players will have top level players to practice against, and top level players will have to stick and pay their dues in order to allow medium level players to actually grow. Because if you think about it, there will be no Devon, there will be no Armstrong if there weren't guys like, I don't know, Rocky, like Symbiosis, like
Armstrong.
I don't know, yeah, all of those guys that were kicking each other's asses throughout the history of Code 2. So we gotta build players. We gotta have the top level competition stay and constantly be involved in the game so that everybody can grow.
Yep. So if you can, support the Master League. If not, just keep living the dream. And thanks again very much to Bao and Seeking for coming and playing. I appreciate it a lot. I get good data from this, and their feedback is invaluable. Seeking looks like he's enjoying the map. Maybe a little biased because he was winning, but definitely good feedback nonetheless. And anything else you want to say, Storm Tiger, before we end the weekend here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Perfect.
Vive la France.
Sounds good. I'm going to hand you guys over to Siberian, as he looks like he's back into Co, which is fantastic, hopefully for the tournaments.
Excellent.
Yeah. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, appreciate everybody checking out the stream and watching, and we will see you guys on the other side.
See you.
Godspeed.
And we'll get the chair.
Yeah.